What can be done when a school and school board refuses to take additional safety measures to ensure safety? Your son, nonverbal ASD, is an eloper and successfully pushed open a door and ran from school yesterday. He ran to the highway that runs in front of his school and into the median. Thankfully, an 18-wheeler, and that frightens me because, guys, I'm old enough to remember the original Stephen King. What is it? Pet Cemetery. Anybody who saw the original one, that is just terrifying. So this is a terrifying thought, common. And as a parent of a loper, especially when she was that age, I mean, that I can't tell you. There were a couple times when she successfully got out, and we ended up finding her a little bit down the hill from our house, waist deep in a pond. I admit that now. It just is one of those things as a parent. I mean, and some parents aren't that lucky to avert the kind of disasters that are prone to these kind of situations. So this is serious, very serious. But the 18-wheeler saw him, slowed, and blocked both lanes of traffic going north and south. The school is aware of his elopement risk, as he has been there since he was 3. This is a special needs school. I have a feeling I know exactly where you're talking about. And the other children at the school are also elopers, and it seems crazy to me that the doors to the outside can be so easily open and a child can run off. I've had situations like that to where we've had to work with the school to put magnetic locks on a door to where the adults have to push the button to unlock them, but something that kids wouldn't necessarily be able to do. We've also, in some respects, had them put a fence. Things can happen to address these issues. The big one, what is the biggest thing that you can put into place, is to help your child address the elopement concerns, to be able to communicate wants and needs, because he's not eloping just to elope for whatever reason. There's going to be a reason behind that, even if it's curiosity or whatever. Just like my daughter. I mean, she just sort of does whatever she wants. But if we sort of understand what it is that she wants, then we can sit there and work within those parameters. How does that apply inside of the school? Well, you get professionals involved that understand this type of behavior, that can work with staff, that can train staff on your child's program. They need to understand your child. They need to do the necessary observations, these professionals, these behavior professionals, in order to do the observations, to understand the sort of the ABC data, the antecedents, the behavior, and then resulting need, which they call consequence, in order to address and make adjustments, so that we understand the triggers or the cause to what contributes to the behavior, which would be the elopement. And the other things that can be done is shoring up with an aid. There's some parents that go out and they get a service animal that will assist in this capacity, but additional staff support tends to be the biggest solution, the one that makes the most sense and the one that's reasonable to address this all the way around. And like I said, putting magnetic locks on and adding fences, that is a bunch of expense to a school. I understand why it would be necessary, but at the same time, like I said, those are all sort of cosmetic in nature. I think that they're good tools, but it also tends to be cosmetic in nature, to where we're not really addressing the issue, because the issue is to teach your child skill acquisition, to teach your child in a way to where we mitigate or through skill acquisition, we reduce that behavior response of elopement, which is very successful. We were able to do that with my daughter, with many of our clients. And that's sort of the bigger goal and what you always sort of strive for, because at some point your child isn't going to be inside the public school. Your child will be an adult. We need to make sure that we're teaching in the way that they learn, so that we can address these problems through skill acquisition, and we're not just constantly setting up barriers, walls, magnetic locks that in my viewpoint doesn't really get to the core of the purpose of an individualized education program through his IEP, and that is addressing the deficits through skill acquisition. Through skill acquisition, we reduce behavior responses.